Good afternoon all. Hope the last problem was clear to all of you. Now the second question is, a cube of 25 mm side is placed vertically with one of its edges on the picture plane and the top square end face touching an auxiliary ground plane at a height of 45 mm above the horizon plane. Now the vertical edge formed by the two adjacent rectangular faces which are inclined at 45 degree to the picture plane touches the picture plane. Draw the perspective view of the cube if the station point is 70 mm in front of the picture plane and lies in the center plane, which is 30 mm to the right side of the center of the cube. So this question is almost similar to that of the last one. In last case, we are having a rectangular prism having dimensions 100 mm into 50 mm and into 40 mm. Okay. In that case, one of the vertical edge of the rectangular prism is touching the picture plane. Similar to that, here we are having a cube, and here also one of the vertical edge of the cube is touching the picture plane. And in last cases, in the last case, two of the adjacent sides of the vertical edges which touches the picture plane are inclined at 45 degree to the picture plane. Here also two adjacent faces of the vertical edge which touches the picture plane are inclined at 45 degree to the picture plane. So if this is our cube having dimension 25 mm, the cube is, and if this is the picture plane, the cube is placed like this. So this vertical edge is touching the picture plane and you are looking at the object from there. Okay. And these are the two faces adjacent to this vertical edge. So these two faces are inclined at 45 degree with the picture plane. So this is the condition of the cube with respect to the picture plane. Now what is the difference of this question from the last one? In last case, the object was placed on the ground plane and height of the object was 40 mm, and in that case station point was 70 mm from the ground plane. So there, in that case, we are looking at the object from above, so you can see the top face completely. Now in this case, we are having a cube in which the top square end face touching an auxiliary ground plane at a height of 45 mm above the horizon plane. So in this case, the object is not placed on the ground. So object is placed in such a way that it touches the auxiliary ground plane. So here it is given that we are having a horizon plane. So we are having an auxiliary ground plane which is at a height of 45 mm above the horizon plane. Okay. So what in be horizon plane? Horizon plane means a plane parallel to the ground plane and passes through the observer's eye. Okay. So the horizon base is on the level of the observer's eye, and the height between the, or the height difference between the horizon plane and auxiliary ground plane is 45 mm. Okay. That means auxiliary ground plane is 45 mm above the horizon plane, or it is 45 mm above the observer's eye, and the height of the, or the side of the cube is 25 mm. So this is our option, this is the observer's eye, and we are having a auxiliary ground plane which is at a distance of 45 mm from the observer's eye, and the cube is placed like this. Okay. So here the height difference between the auxiliary ground plane and horizon plane is 45 mm and the side of the cube is 25 mm. That means the observer's eye is at a distance of 20 mm below the bottom face of the cube. Okay. So you are looking at the object from below. That means you can see the complete bottom face. Okay. So the difference between this question and the last question is, in last question we can see the top face of the cube, and in this question we can see the bottom face of the cube. Okay. So we can start the problem. Okay. So first we are drawing the top view of the picture plane. So this is the top view of the picture plane, which is named as PP. Now we have to draw the top view of the cube. So side of the cube is 25 mm and one of the vertical edges of the cube is touching the picture plane, and the two adjacent faces containing that vertical edge is inclined at a 45 degree with the picture plane. So how will be the top view of the cube? In top view we can see a square in which two sides are inclined at a 45 degree with the top view of the picture plane. So first we are drawing the top view of the cube. So this angle is equal to 45 degree and this angle is also equal to 45 degree. Now you can complete the cube, top view of the cube. So side of the cube is equal to 25 mm. Now we can name the top view. So the top face are named as A, B, C, D, and the bottom face are named as 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also, since the bottom coordinates are invisible, they are given in brackets. Now you have to draw the front view of the cube. So it is given that the objective or the top surface of the cube is touching an auxiliary ground plane. So first we are drawing the front view of the auxiliary ground plane, and with respect to that front view we are drawing the front view of the cube. Last case we have drawn the top view, front view of the ground plane, and with respect to that front view we have drawn the front view of the rectangular prism. Here instead of drawing the front view of the ground plane, we are drawing the front view of the auxiliary ground plane. So you can draw the front view of the auxiliary ground plane at a convenient distance. So this is the front view of the auxiliary ground plane. Now to draw the front view of the cube, you have to draw projectiles from the top view. So we are drawing projectiles from the corner points. So here we are getting the top points. So this is the point A dash, and this is the point B dash and D dash, and this is the point C dash. Now you have to mark the bottom corners 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash and 4 dash. For that we know that dimension of the cube is equal to 25 mm. That means the height of the cube is equal to 25 mm. So you can mark the point 1 dash at a distance of 25 mm below the point A dash. So here we got the point 1 dash, here we got the points 2 dash and 4 dash, and here we got the point 3 dash. Okay, now we can mark the horizon line. The horizon line is 45 mm below the auxiliary ground plane, or the horizon plane is 45 mm below the auxiliary ground plane. So you can draw the front view of the horizon plane, which is at a distance of 45 mm below the auxiliary ground plane. So this is the front view of the horizon plane. So this distance is equal to 45 mm. And this one is equal to 25. So we have completed the top view and front view of the cube. Now you have to draw its perspective view. For that, first you have to mark the top view and front view of the station points. So it is given that station point is, the condition of the station point is, it is 70 mm in front of the picture plane and lies in the center plane, which is 30 mm to the right side of the center of the cube. So the station point is 70 mm in front of the picture plane and at a distance of 30 mm to the right side of the center of the cube. So here we are having the center of the cube and station point is 30 mm to the right side of this center. So at a distance of 30 mm from here, you can mark the station point, top view of the station point. So this distance is equal to 30 mm and it is 70 mm in front of the picture plane. So this distance is equal to 70 mm. So we have completed the top view of the station point. Now you have to mark the front view of the station point. We know that top view and front view of the station point will be on the same projector. Okay, and we know that horizon plane is a plane which passes through the observer's eye, or it passes through the station point. So station point will be a point on the horizon plane. So to get the front view of the station point, draw a projector from the station point. And it will meet the front view of the horizon plane at the point SP dash. So this is the point SP dash. So we have completed the top view and front view of the object and the station points. Now the remaining procedure is same as that of the last problem. So first you have to draw the all the points in top view with the station point. Then you have to draw all the points in front view with the SP point, with the point SP dash. So we are joining points A with the station point. So here we are getting the point A1 and 1, 1. So A1 is the point where the line join the top view of the point A and the top view of the station point meets the top view of the picture plane. So this is the point A1. Similarly, you get the point 1, 1. Now we are joining the points D and 4 with the top view of the station point. So here you will get the point D1 D1 and 4, 1. Then you can join the points C and 3 with the top view of the station point, and you will get the points C1 and 3, 1. Then we are joining points B and 2 with the station point. So you will get the points B1 and 2, 1. Then you have to join all the points in the front view with the point SP dash. So we are joining 3 dash with SP dash, then 2 dash and 4 dash with SP dash. Similarly, you can join all other points with the point, all other points in the front view with the point SP dash. Okay, now to get the points in the perspective view, you have to draw perpendiculars from the points A1, B1, C1 and D1. So A1, B1, C1, D1, 1, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1 and 3, 1. So first we are drawing the perpendicular from the point A1. So that line or that projector will meet the line joining A dash and SP dash at the point capital A. So capital A will be a point on the perspective view. So the line drawn or the perpendicular drawn from the point A1 meets the line joining A dash and SP dash at the point capital A. Similarly, the line drawn from the point 1, 1 meets the line joining 1 dash and SP dash at the point 1. Similarly, you can find all other points like capital B, C, D, 2, 3 and 4. So we got the points A, B, C, D and 1, 2, 3, 4. These points are the points on the final perspective view. Now join the points in the same order. So we are joining the points A, B, B, C, C, D and D, A. Similarly, we can join the points 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 1. Then you can join the points A1, D4, B2 and C3. So we have completed the perspective view of the object. Now you have to find the visible and invisible edges. For that, first you have to check the top view. So here the line joining station point and the point A and 1. So this is the line which is joining the station point with the points A and 1. This line is not touching any other points on the top view. So the points A and 1 will be visible. Similarly, the line joining the line joining the points D and 4 with the station point. That line is also not touching any other points on the top view. So those 2 points will be also visible. Similarly, points C and 3 will be also visible since the line joining the points C and 3 with the station point is not touching any other points on the object. But the line joining the points B and 2. So this line is touching the object at this point. Okay. So this we have to check the visibility of these 2 points B and 2. So here we have named the top corners as A, B, C, D and bottom corners as 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this case we are looking at the object from below. So bottom corners will be visible. So all the points 1, 2, 3 and 4 will be visible. So point 2 will be a visible point. But the point B is invisible since it is a point on the top face and we are looking at the object from below. So point B will be invisible. So in this figure B is the only corner which is invisible. You have to mark the lines joining the point B with the other points as dotted lines. So the lines AB, BC and B2 will be invisible lines. So this is the final perspective view of the object. So this is the final figure of the object. This problem is also taken from the textbook Engineering Graphics by P.A. Varghese. So if you are having any doubt, you can refer that book or you can contact me. And there may be some difference between the figure I got and this one because I haven't used any scale and I have simply drawn the figure using hands. So there may be some difference when we are comparing the figure we got and this figure. But the procedure for drawing the problem and the procedure for identifying the visible and invisible edges are same. Okay. So in this case we can see that here the points, so here the line join the points C and G with the station point means the object at this point. Okay. So we have to check the visibility of these 2 points. In that G is the bottom point, so that point will be visible, and C is the invisible point. So here we got the point C. So here this is the point C. So the lines joining the points C with point G, B and D are marked as invisible lines. Okay, so this is the final figure.